welcome to your 15 minutes of yoga through November. So, as you know, I'm not doing these every single day, I just don't have the time. But as I can, I will put in videos for you. So this one today is all about the hips. So what we're going to start with is, as we always begin, just in a standing mountain pose, just stood nice and tall, lengthen through your spine and inhale, extend through your arms. And exhale, hinging forwards and down and tucking the crown of the head. Inhale, hands to shins and lengthen through your spine. So you're just sticking your tailbone back as much as you can to bring length through your spine there. Exhale, fold forwards and down, tucking in the crown of the head. Hands to the ground and step back into downward dog. Hips up and back, space between your shoulders and your ears. Slowly float forwards into plank. And if you're fresh to this, then just come down onto your knees. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift and roll your shoulders back and down and just hold that position just for a moment. Just breathe. And exhale, push back into child pose. Just sit back into the heels and stretch it through. And then slowly and gently sit your hips up and back. Lifting your, right leg high in the air. Make sure it's the right one for you. Bring your knee in towards your chest and see if you can lay that leg down on the floor in front of you. So this is called pigeon pose. And with your leg, it might feel uncomfortable for it to be too far round. So if you need to, you can bring it just underneath. Or if you're feeling flexible and it feels okay on your knee, then you can bring it round a little bit wider. If either of those is too much, then sit down on the hip, keeping both your legs at 90 degrees and just turn towards the front. So if that's enough for you, then just stay here. If you would like a little bit more flexibility through the hips, then just sinking down a little bit deeper on there. Now with the back leg, if you can squeeze the buttock, it just helps to protect your lower back. Walk your hands back towards you and roll the shoulders back and down. You can just breathe and hold in that position as much as is comfortable for you. Now if you are used to yoga and you'd like to advance this, you can bend the back leg, take a hold of it and open a little bit more through the spine. So that position looks a little bit like this. So you're sliding that back leg down, letting the hip come down towards the heel, bend the leg, bring it in and slide it back as you go. But try and roll this hip down as you go. So you're not sort of leaning out to the side to try and grab your foot. If it's too much and you're having to do that, then you need to let go of that leg. So from that position, if we can now, come down towards the ground. Just start on your elbows first of all, bringing your forehead down. And if that feels okay, you can extend fully and bring your forehead down to the ground. Just breathe and hold there, staying strong with it. If it feels too much, just come back up onto your elbows and just hold that pose for a moment just there. And you should be able to feel that in the buttock, on the outside, on the hip flexor here. You might find you feel it a little bit on the inside pinching if you are quite tight in those areas, but just stay with where you feel it yourself. And then when you're ready, rising back up into the start position, hands to the ground, curl the back toes under and see if you can slide your right leg back. Sit back into downward dog. Wonderful. And then floating forwards again. So this time you can either be on your knees or off your knees. As we exhale, lower. Inhale, push through either into up dog or stay in cobra if you prefer. Exhale, sit back into child pose. So just sit your hips back, tucking in the crown of the head, relax your shoulders and your jaw. Downward dog, hips up and back. Left leg this time, lift it high. Bring the knee in and plant that leg down. Sliding your right leg back. Walking the hands in and rolling the shoulders back and down. And just again, breathe and hold in that position. Again, moving this foot either all the way around, rolling the hip over, or bring it underneath. Just do whatever suits you, what feels right for you. But just trying to square your hips off in the centre. And if you want to, you can bend the back leg, take a hold and slide the knee back to open the hip just a little bit more. Now if you're really, really advanced, you can then take this arm off the ground and sink just a little bit deeper into that pose. Or if that's a bit much for you today, just stay here or stay here. Wonderful. Take a deep breath and slowly lower yourself down towards the ground. Elbows first, and then slide the arms forward to go deeper. Bringing the crown of the head down towards the floor. Relaxing your shoulders. Slowly and gently walking yourself back up. Curl the back toe under and push back into downward dog. Wonderful. Slowly from there, see if you can skip or jump your feet through and sit down for me in the centre. Wonderful. So, from that position, have a little go at this. You're going to place your right leg down and your left leg sits on the top. So a half lotus, just lengthen through your body. If you can't get this leg all the way down, don't worry if it's sitting up like this. You might want to just grab a pillow or something you can push under there just to help you to relax a little bit deeper into it. When you're there, just try and lift and lengthen through your spine, relax your shoulders and your jaw. And you can stay in these two poses. So the pigeon pose, you might want to stay in there for a little bit longer than I've had time for you to do today. And this one as well, you can sit in this one for a little while too. So aiming for, to start with, 5 deep breaths. And if it feels okay, maybe stay there for another 5 deep breaths. You can keep revisiting it as well, so going back into it to see if it feels any easier each time. Evenings are easier on your body. You will find you are more flexible on the evening than you are in the morning. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, just start to come forwards with your arms. So you're hinging forwards from the hips rather than just reaching forwards with your upper body. So move it from the actual hip, bringing it forwards and down. And again, you can just relax the head down there, breathing into it, just where you can. Feeling that in the buttocks. If it does pinch in your lower back, then don't go too far. Just come back a little bit further. So take a deep breath in there and then slowly release, bringing yourself back up and swapping over legs. So this time left leg down, right leg sits on top. Lift and lengthen. So you want to make sure you sat right up on the sit bones so you're not lopsided in any way. And again, if this leg's sticking up, just pop a pillow or cushion or bolster under there, whatever you have handy. And again, you can just lift your chest, stay nice and neutral through your spine. Now this is a good opportunity to focus on the breathing. So you can take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just gently press that knee down to where you can. And again, just taking a few deep breaths there. And see if you're making sure you've got your foot flexed. So we don't want it to be like this. We want it pointed, we want it flexed as much as possible, sat on top of there. Now, if you're not quite ready for this and you're thinking, Emma, I'd love to do that, but it's actually really painful, then just bring the leg out and in front instead and do that if that feels better for you. See how much you can try and get it towards the knee of the opposite leg. Lift and lengthen through your spine. And again, exhale, hinging forwards and down, taking the crown of the head. Relax your shoulders and your jaw. Breathing into it. It's really important we do try and relax the shoulders and the jaw. So many people, they've got their shoulders up here and their jaw clenched constantly. So just try and allow yourself to just relax into it. Slowly walking your hands back in. And then I'm just going to show you from the side what we're going to do to finish this off. Hands back behind you, feet on the floor, hip width apart. Deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to lift your hips up off the ground. See if you can hold that there. If it feels too intense, walk forward a tiny bit and see if you can lift, rolling the shoulders back. Just take a nice deep breath there for me. Open through the front of your body and then slowly and gently lowering back down. And just lay yourself down in Shavasana and just take a few moments just to rest from that work that you've just done there. So that's about 10 minutes that we've done on there. I've actually got a client coming in just a moment. So you can hold those poses for a little bit longer than I did. So I recommend watching it through and then have a go and hold it for a little while. Let me know how you get on. Have a wonderful day.